Attention. The movie guys love movies. Any comments about how the Motion Picture Academy overlooks comedies are purely for entertainment purposes only. Ah, screw it. This week we have an agenda. Harold Ramis was robbed.
Come here, Francine. Come here.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
There she was just walking down the street singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-dum, popping her fingers and shuffling her feet singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-dum.
You can't go. All the plants are gonna die.
The great Harold Ramis.
It made me very sad when I found out. I actually was alone and I felt like I needed to reach out to someone. So I went to Facebook.
Everyone was talking about it on Facebook. Harold Ramis passing away was big news.
I found a picture of Gilda Radner, Harold Ramis, and John Belushi from their old Second City days. And I put it on Facebook with a little caption that I wrote that said, "I'm pretty sure this is what heaven looks like."
That's a great picture. Yeah. It's unfortunate that, I mean, he was just the masterful comedy. Everything great about the comedies of the 80s is...
He's like the Scorsese
Yes.
of comedies.
Those people, the Bob Rafelsons of this world,
Yes.
will catch a lot of credit for being, radical in the 70s and those 70s filmmakers. We always think about these 70s filmmakers, and they were so good. But there were a bunch of them that made one good thing, and one thing that's unwatchable now. And Harold Ramis made Ghostbusters, Caddyshack,
Stripes.
Animal House, Stripes. I mean, come on.
You're not going to watch Black Widow from Bob Rafelson anytime soon.
And I also think that it's important to remember that Judd Apatow and a whole nother generation of excellent filmmakers were influenced by Harold Ramis.
Who appeared in Knocked Up.
Yes, as his father.
Yes.
Homage.
Handed off the torch.
Yeah.
There was talk that when they kept talking about Ghostbusters 3, this is something I'd heard, and I love Bill Murray, so I want to believe it, that whenever Bill Murray kept playing the bad guy saying, "No, I don't want to do it, it depends on the script," he was doing that because Harold was so sick, there was no way it could be done. And instead of making it be, "Oh, everybody, Harold's sick, let's feel sorry for him," Bill said, "I'll just not want to do it, and then it won't happen, and he never physically could have done it."
It was a blood disease? Is that right?
Autoimmune disease.
Yeah, autoimmune.
Wow.
He couldn't even walk a couple years ago, I heard.
That's why I think that Bill did that, because
Yeah.
he knew there was no way they could film Ghostbusters. He couldn't walk.
Well, this is true. This is the behind the scenes that we didn't get every time they tried to announce that. We didn't know Harold Ramis was dying.
And I think that's what they were hiding in a
change
way.
Yeah. Well, I think in his name, we get a bad Ghostbusters 3 started today.
Let's
get
now
a
I wanna
bad,
see it.
terrible, horrible Ghostbusters 3 in his memory starting
right
today.
now.
Aykroyd's all over it.
So one other thing I want to say.
Aykroyd, who played Bill Murray's part in Caddyshack 2. He wouldn't be crassly commercial going for anything.
Right? No. So we are here. I don't know if you can see this if you're on YouTube, you want to check this out, but we're at the behind the scenes, talking about behind the scenes of the Oscars, but we're here 5 days early.
We're live from the Oscars, where
5
they're
days.
setting things up still. And
But
we
the
have
thing-
Skyjacks behind
The
us.
thing that's so
giant cherry
cool
pickers
is it's like
creeping up on us.
it's like an SCTV show. I
Yeah.
feel like we are doing an homage.
It's a
Harold Ramis.
It's a cool perspective on this thing. This is essential viewing for the movie guys is to actually go to the YouTube, because we are here and we're right on Hollywood Boulevard, so we're staring at Sad Spider-Man and
Jimmy Kimmel Live.
and Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, and so let me give you the formal welcome, everybody.
Oh, yes.
In case you're wondering what you're listening to, it is the Movie Showcast, part of the vast and sprawling movie guys empire. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
So we have them.
You've reached ground zero for all things movies and comedy. We bring the two together right here on our show every week with jokes, rants, sketches, characters, noise, drilling,
my God,
cherry pickers, hammering, pounding.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
As we
Would you
broadcast
please hold
here-
your goddamn hammering?
As we broadcast from the Admirals. Wait a minute, not the Admirals Club.
We're not.
That's right,
No.
as Karen said, we're at the red carpet of the Academy Awards, which are this Sunday, March 2nd. All around us, they're setting up for the big awards ceremony. It'll go down in front of the whole world when they give out the Oscars. And remember, you can catch the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. I don't know how you're
You
listening to
definitely
us
want
now.
to look at it for a little bit, even if you don't watch the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah, scrub through this one. Scrub through this
We're
one.
coming to you live from the before. The after
very-
is how you'll see it on ABC, but
just
this is
love how-
definitely the before.
I mean, this is the red carpet. It's got plastic all over it, which you'll hear these Skyjacks farting.
yeah.
the theme to the Oscars as they drive over it.
And they are putting up plastic everywhere because it rained today in Southern California.
How embarrassing.
It's rained at the Oscars before, and I remember they put all this plastic up. So
it was
they're not messing around.
a weather watch today, everybody back east.
A little insider knowledge. If you're watching this and you're like, hey, what's things like behind the scenes? They keep the red carpet covered. You wonder why it's so red when you watch the Oscars? It's because they keep it covered so that none of these sweaty, awful people will get anything on it.
They will only allow...
Those people that make your dreams of watching the show come true. Hey, these voices you hear, my name is Paul Preston, here with Adam Witt and Karen Volpe as we wrap up February.
Ooh, live sung.
Lee Kais is not with us as he is ill, which is a shame because he's missing out on this crazy location.
He's always said he had a license to ill.
You're so
God.
dumb in so many ways.
Adam will be hosting the Movie Guys for Kids next week.
I will because he's out. He's out this week. I'll be there.
But Lee will be back next week to join us for our Oscar post-mortem. So there'll be plenty of Oscar talk later in the show. But till then, there are new movies coming out.
Yes. How dare
including Miracles and Blasphemy colliding in what is likely the second installment in the God trilogy, Son of God. And also Liam Neeson is back to prove that he won't be taking any of your shit.
I thought you were going to say he's back to prove he is the Son of God.
I hate flying. The lines, the crowds, the delays.
I always kind of liked it. 6 hours, one seat, nobody can get to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our non-stop service from New York to London.
So normally every year there's a movie that no one remembers coming out on Oscar weekend because everyone's focused on the Oscars. They're going to go see the nominated films. They're going to watch the Oscars itself and not go out to the movies on Sunday night.
It's going to be a big weekend for Gravity.
But this year, it's already made $250 million.
So many ways.
But this is the big Liam Neeson action movie that comes out this time every year.
As a matter of fact, I knew that the movie came out, the Liam Neeson movie came out this weekend. I forgot that the Oscars were this weekend.
Oh, that says a lot about your love of Liam Neeson.
Just saying. Lee
You
had to
love you
remind
some
me.
Liam Neeson.
He's pretty great. It's pretty great that he's an action star now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'll take that over Nell.
Yeah, over
Yeah.
Suspect.
Before and after.
Yeah.
But he was, I really liked him in Love Actually. I thought he was great in that.
That's a great film.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons of fun. I mean, he's the only guy who went on to action from that group, though, right? Well,
Yes.
no, Andrew Lincoln from Walking Dead is in a small part.
Yeah, for anybody watching the video, we just had to move because it's raining now.
I know it's hard to believe. I was just saying that I felt like I was at a parade and then a giant Liam Neeson float would go by. And then we would talk about when it was made and how many people it takes to hold it down.
And ordinarily, you can see a parade of sad mascots, right? From the Man Chinese
Right.
Theater.
Walking
Just
by
sad.
here.
That has gotten really bad. I
It's
came down here
sad.
the other
It's
day.
horrible now.
Look, if I were the
It's the
mayor
worst.
of Hollywood or LA or anything,
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
It's embarrassing.
Tourists are accosted.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's aggressive.
And they're so sweaty. There's like sweaty Spider-Man and that Chewbacca, like in the sunlight. Oh,
Yeah.
he looks so
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
they've never been good, and now they're just running rampant, and they're telling you how much money they want, which is illegal.
They charge $5 now, by the way. It used to be $1. Inflation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they want more money.
Yeah.
Going back to Liam Neeson. So here's the thing. So I have always liked Liam Neeson, but I'm not a big action movie person. I like Harrison Ford movies, that kind of thing. But I will see anything with Liam Neeson in it now. Anything.
He's the everyman action hero, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk about him in a second. I do want to get to, last year about this time we had a movie called Snitch, a throwaway February release from Dwayne Johnson. But this year, no less than Jesus is returning.
Jesus.
But don't get too excited there, Pat Robertson, because he's returning to the big screen. Then again, more people go to the movies in church anyway. So, Adam, let's talk about it.
All right. Live from the red carpet.
Just in time for we're 6 weeks away from Easter comes Son of God. Or as the kids are calling it, 3 days killed.
Yes, not since The Passion of the Christ have moviegoers paid good money at the Megaplex for a story told pretty much for free every Sunday at church.
I admire Hollywood for once again updating this classic tale, but I kind of think the laser beams and flying armor Jesus uses to fight off the vampire and zombie invasion is a little much. At least, I'm pretty sure that's what the story was about.
Well, it's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought this was based on a book. But on IMDb, story credit is given to Richard Bedser, Christopher Spencer, Colin Swash, and Nick Young.
Wait, are you saying that the story of Jesus is fiction?
This time, the story of Jesus focuses on the year he toured with his band, Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost Protocol. I'm kidding. Of course, it focuses on the same stuff all the other stories about Jesus focus on. It's like Jesus' greatest hits.
Hey, is that the New Testament you're reciting?
Yeah!
Well, turn it up, man.
Pre-order tickets now and you'll receive loaves and fishes, away in a manger, Sermon on the Mount, healing a leper, and crucifixion.
Yeah, but the movie might receive some protests from modern conservative Christians, bewildered by a Jesus that doesn't like the rich and, in fact, helps the poor.
Son of God is produced by Mark Burnett of Survivor fame, which makes you wonder why he didn't give us a story like Jesus versus Hitler, like on a deserted island or something.
Patent pending.
Patent pending.
Oh,
Patent
patent
pending.
sorry,
Patent
Jesus.
pending.
Yes,
Yeah,
patent
that's
pending. I think
ours.
there was a pause there
That's
where
a-
someone could have stolen it. I don't know.
It's a good idea. Patent pending.
But a warning to everyone out there, don't fall victim to the horrible marketing approach that 20th Century Fox has used here, giving away the whole story in the trailer. But the worst moment is when Jesus stops healing the blind and preaching to the flock to plug his own movie.
I am coming soon.
You know, I'll go see this, but only if they wrap the plot in the end credits.
There you go. That's Son of God, everybody.
Wow.
Was there a movie already called Jesus? Is that it?
I'm pretty sure Jesus is
Yeah.
taken as a title.
Yeah, probably.
Probably is.
They had King of Kings. I know that.
It's like we know the book is called the New Testament, but we just call the movie Jesus. It's like the story is the Christmas Carol, but you call it Scrooge, right?
Right.
Right.
Now,
Is this going to be as big a hit as like Passion of the Christ? Last Temptation of Christ wasn't a huge hit,
they're
but Passion
pre-selling.
was.
They're
Yeah.
pre-selling tickets.
They come out.
Yeah, they get the whole crowd out because they advertise it on Sundays in churches, right?
And I
So
also
you go
think
see
you
it.
get the whole crowd out because of something as simple as we all know Adam loves superhero movies. So you know you're going to go see it. Well, these Jesus people love Jesus movies. They finally have one.
Yeah, those are my gods.
Right?
Thor, that's my god, right?
Right.
That's your God.
Tony
And
Stark,
Iron Man.
he's kind of a god.
Tony Stark is not a
He's
god.
a god. I agree with Adam.
He's
Tony
done a
Stark.
lot.
He's done a lot with a little.
Captain America, a little more godlike.
Kind of godlike.
He's superhuman.
Okay,
Alright.
I'm not saying a
And
literal
Jesus
god.
isn't superhuman?
Jesus is superhuman.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Superman.
Superman. All right.
So, Captain America is Jesus, not God. All right, so we got that figured out. That's good. That's what's
Captain
important.
America is Ronald Reagan.
So
Oh,
huge weekend for that, and none of us are going to see it, right?
And you know
Oh,
what?
no,
I hope
it-
this.
nobody-
No, I'm
I
not
mean,
going to go
yeah,
see that.
right.
It's filled with pop music.
Is it?
Talk
Yeah,
about
like ballads,
pop
like
music.
Jewel sings a tune in it,
Oh yeah.
stuff like that.
Well, that's how they show where their faith lies, right? Like Jewel
Their
doesn't
hit.
come up every day and say, "Hey, I'm a Christian." I don't see that
That's
in the
true.
papers.
But Jewel
I bet
also,
Creed has a song on it.
right? Jewel also
I
isn't
hope
stupid.
so, man. I hope so.
She knows that if she gets her music in that movie, I bet she didn't volunteer it. You know, I bet you they paid her.
Oh, how great would that be if for the Scientology movie? Didn't they do
It's Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth? Wouldn't it have been great if that was like filled with like all these bands that came out as Scientologists? Like
Right?
you find out Aerosmith's a Scientologist. Like, oh man.
I just hope that the Son of God doesn't interfere with the Jesus parade that happens on Good Friday at my house.
No, I hope it doesn't either.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep those streets packed.
Yes, behind my house, there's
Actually-
this side. Yes.
I actually turned around. I heard beeping. I thought I might get run
No,
over
you're not
by,
gonna get hit by anything.
by another cherry picker.
This is great. What's going on behind us?
Can you
This
see
is
it?
actually
Oh yeah,
the,
you can see it a little bit.
The YouTube video, I think, is essential viewing this week because we've got a whole show going on behind us.
And they're
But next film.
honorary movie guys. Yes.
Because I'm sure, Karen, you want to talk about Liam Neeson again.
That's why I'm here.
And this time of year is the obligatory, but who's complaining, Liam Neeson springtime action movie. This year, your suspension of disbelief is about to reach 40,000 feet with NonStop. Karen? Liam Neeson returns to the cinema to do what he does best. Be super serious in a heavy drama? No, me from 1996. To be an action star. Yes, the actor from Schindler's List, Michael Collins, and Nell is now a reliable action star, putting out as many pure action films a year as Mark Wahlberg, and nothing could be more perfect.
When we last left Liam Neeson, he was fighting wolves.
Fighting wolves!
Wolves! and
to
every
punch
thug
that.
in Eastern Europe. Now he's up against his biggest enemy yet, a Boeing 747, which he will punch, then eat, piece by piece.
This time, Liam Neeson plays Bill Marks, an air marshal on a, spoiler alert, NonStop Flight. And in this month's episode of Who's on the Phone with Liam Neeson, he receives a text from Mr. Mystery Guest, who says he's going to kill one person on the flight every 20 minutes. This madman is so insane that not only is he careless about human life, but he also doesn't care about the airline's regulations for putting your phone in airplane mode during the flight.
I wonder if that other actor was asked to do it first, the one who got all mad because he wouldn't turn off Words with Friends.
Oh, Alec Baldwin?
Alec Baldwin was cast originally in this part, but then they put Liam Neeson.
Right. Liam Neeson will be doing the Capital One ads next.
Right.
And I will get a Capital One because he'll be very serious about it.
I'd be afraid I'd get hurt if I don't.
But
You'll
just
have a low interest rate. Okay, all right, I'll get it. Jesus Christ.
But just when you think the plot is easily solved by a delicately worded announcement from the airplane captain, the crew informs Bill that they think he's the murderer. Man, he's here to save the day and catching nothing but shit for it. Maybe he should run for president.
Right. Then things go from bad to worse when Bill discovers that the in-flight movie is Clash of the Titans.
Harsh.
There you go. Now he's trapped at 37,000 feet with a murderer and nowhere to run or hide, which begs the question, how do you carry on an action film with nowhere to run or hide?
And no housetops to run between. Like, there's no rooftops.
You can't.
It's not possible. And as he scrambles to save his fellow passengers and his own sanity, Bill becomes more abusive, and no one on the flight will be spared. Let's hear a clip.
Hi, buddy. Would you like a glass of water?
Yeah, actually.
Too bad.
Super harsh.
But we can be assured of its quality because every Liam Neeson movie comes with one guarantee. Liam Neeson is in it.
Hey.
This movie will be good for one reason, if nothing else. The long-standing rule that no movie whose title has two meanings can be all that bad.
It's true.
Non-stop is not only a type of flight, but it's also a type of pulse-pounding action movie. This movie already has a man on first, but it could have been a double if only the air marshal were also named Marshall.
Oh,
Big
so
concept
close.
there. Go with us.
I think we can all agree Liam Neeson's life would be much calmer if he stopped answering the phone and checking his text messages.
Oh, good advice, honey. There you
There
go.
you go.
Why?
That is non-stop.
They keep harassing our Liam Neeson.
Leave our Liam Neeson alone.
Don't get an iPad, Liam. Don't get an iPad.
You said this. He texts on all caps. Everything he says,
Yes,
right?
all
Right.
caps.
Always all caps.
Well, the thing I like about this movie is it's going to take place in the plane, so I will get plenty of Liam Neeson. I hope there's no like side story on land that we see. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, you've mentioned that, and that was
Keeping the plane.
Air Force One. I had a problem with that. Like everything Oldman and Gary Oldman and Harrison Ford, loved
Awesome.
it. Go back to the Glenn Close shenanigans down on the ground. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I don't care either.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe it will all take place in the air because the other star is in the air with him. It's not like the chickie is on the land.
Oh, Julianne Moore, yeah.
She's in the air, and they
Oh,
pay
yeah,
a lot
she's
of
the
money
villain,
for
right?
her.
She's on
I
the
don't
plane.
know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
she's on the plane.
She looks villainous.
She does look badass.
She looked villainous?
Right,
Oh
she
my
got-
God, you're giving away too much
She
information.
got shifty eyes.
She's got
Shifty
shifty
eyes.
eyes.
Shifty Eyes, the woman was happy to have 5 hours to herself to kill Liam Neeson.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's
That
going to be
woman,
awesome.
5 hours
Oh,
alone, she tries to kill Liam Neeson. How dare she?
Also, something very important is I was listening to Howard Stern. Adam, you're going to need to know this. And Mr. Skin has a sister site now called Mrs. Skin for gay men and for women. And they say on there that of
Why
all
do we need to know this?
the penises, yes,
Oh, this is-
Liam Neeson
I know
has
where
a
she's
very
going.
big penis, and that's exciting. I'm excited to see that.
There is.
You're not going to see that.
I'm hoping I'll see that.
That'd be hilarious if he just whips his dick out. And how funny would it be if like, it's like, well, you know, we all like Liam Neeson,
And then
of
they
course,
just- yeah.
because he whips his dick out every movie.
Then they
He
just
does?
then
you
they
go
just,
back and
yeah,
watch him.
they just land the plane. They're like, that's it. We apologize.
The bad guy's like, I can't. You
Can't
have
do
a
it.
giant dick. I'm fine. You just live.
I've heard he has a big dick because Kevin Smith and I would plug his podcast because
He's a
I'm sure
friend.
he would do it for us.
He's a friend of the show.
On Hollywood Babylon, they talk about they do Liam Neeson jokes, and Liam Neeson's dick is so big,
How big is it?
etc. It only plays stadiums. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I have a Liam Neeson joke. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm hitting Adam. I have a Liam Neeson joke that I made up randomly. All right, Liam Neeson's dick is so big.
How big is it?
Liam Neeson's dick is so big that when he's on a plane, he has to use the exit row.
Nice.
Come
The whole
on.
row.
That's good.
That's
The
good.
whole emergency exit row. That's
Yes.
good. We should change all the Chuck. It's stupid the Chuck Norris jokes because who gives a shit about Chuck Norris?
No one.
Right? I mean, is it 1976? Are we really talking about how badass Chuck Norris is?
No.
No, Liam
my
Neeson
God.
is a badass. I'm gonna change all those jokes over. What did they call the Virgin Islands after Liam Neeson visited them? Islands.
That's a stupid joke.
Liam Neeson doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth away from him.
Exactly.
I I like
There you
that. Liam Neeson is so awesome that he's awesome.
All right, well, this he's so awesome.
Yes.
You in love to make a joke.
When a film overcome. When a film of his comes out, it's not really complete without beeping sounds.
I'm going to get them to do the national pledge. I know where you're segueing.
That's right. We need a reading of the Liam Neeson National Pledge. Adam,
yes. Adam,
if you would, please.
All right, everybody here at the Oscars, please put your hands over your heart and repeat after me.
Yes.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know what you want.
I don't know what you want.
But what I do have are a particular set of skills.
But what I do have are a particular set of skills.
Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it.
If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it.
But if you don't, I will look for you.
But if you don't, I will look for you.
I will find you.
I will find you.
And I will kill you.
I will kill you.
Amen.
Amen. All right, there you go. Now it's in action. Now the movie can open. Now the film can open.
Now we have done the pledge.
Let's do what we came here to do. We can talk about Liam Neeson movies anywhere.
Oh, yes.
We have.
We have before.
But not today.
Okay. We're on the red carpet.
We're on that gray, ashen-covered red carpet.
We are live from the red carpet.
Yeah. So it is time to talk Oscars.
Oh, good.
We're going to take a break for about 5 seconds, right? What do we take? 5-10 second breaks?
We'll take about 5. We'll take a 5.
We don't put you out. So come back then, and we'll talk Oscars in just a sec.
Welcome back, everybody.
It sounds like someone took a
It sounds like someone just puked.
There's some awesome sounds going on here.
Wow, they're dumping a lot of water off of the tarp here that they set up earlier today.
The intersections. They're not going to do it.
They're not going to hit us. They're not going to hit us.
We picked the perfect place to watch the parade of Oscars, everyone.
We're back, everybody.
We're live from the red carpet.
Let's join in the celebration of the best films of 2013. First of all, by seeing if we agree with the Academy's nominees. All right, so we know what their best film nominees are. So I want to go around now and find out through.
It sounds like a cop horse is pissing right
I was
there.
just going to say, it sounds like an elephant pissing, because that's what they sound like.
They are going around dumping water off of each of these tarp segments. They're going to do it by us soon enough.
No, it's good because there's no controller thingy here. We're good.
They got to do it. They can't dump water on Brad Pitt.
That's right. All right, so let's go.
I got to make sure Leo gets through dry.
All right, so let's go through the top 5. Karen, why don't you go first and give us your top 5 films of 2013? Let's give us all 5. Go ahead.
So first of all, I loved August Osage County, and I think that it's got a little bit of Academy love.
You led big. That's your number 1,
That's
right?
my number 1, August Osage County. I loved it. And then going big again, Iron Man 3, because it's only awesome. I can't believe it was ignored by the Academy. And then we're staying big, and we're going Bad Grandpa, because I cried 3 times in it. I almost cried as much in August Osage County. So I'm telling you, Bad Grandpa, have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
A brilliant movie.
Oh, yeah.
And Gravity, of course.
That movie's got more heart than a lot of movies try to have.
Shut up. That's what I'm talking about.
Gravity made your number 4?
Gravity's number 4 behind Bad Grandpa because I only cried once in Gravity.
It's interesting. You cried in Gravity?
Oh, at the end.
But I was just shocked because I know Karen doesn't handle the motion, the big motion movies well.
But
Apollo
that's why
13, we had to move to the back of the theater. Hunger Games, we had to move to the back of the theater.
But that's why this movie is so brilliant because I was able to stay with it and be involved in all the movement, but I never got sick. So I think that they did something new. That's a whole technical thing I think they got better at. Wow. They were pissing on my suggestions.
They're constructing a village behind us.
And my last one is The Wolf of Wall Street, and I just don't know anything about that world, and I thought that Leonardo DiCaprio was so funny. And again, 1 minute I was laughing for about 20 minutes, and the next I'm turning around and I'm crying, and I can't believe that things are happening. I'm getting so intense. It's a great movie. And that blonde chick, I need to have sex with her.
She was awesome.
What is happening with her?
I need that to happen, too.
She was awesome. And you know what? She showed up, and I was like, oh, here's just the model that they pulled who's willing to get nude. And then she's like a great actress.
She's really good.
She's really good.
That was a surprise.
She's good.
That was great.
So those are my 5. Bad Grandpa, though, is probably my long shot for an Oscar. Though I think they might win. They have a good shot this year.
Yeah.
Nominated for
Never
makeup.
count out Meryl Streep, though.
I love Meryl.
They've
got to be done giving her Oscars.
They're talking about other actresses this year, but because she's there and they love her, she could just come out.
She gives a great speech. You can count on her.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks gave the best performance of his life ever, and they'd be like, we gave you 2 in a row. No way. Like, I just think they got to be at that point for Meryl at some point. Like, no. How about no? How about no as an answer?
They did that this year for Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks, so that's the sad part.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, your top 5, Adam.
All right, my top 5. These are probably not the best films of the year, but
your top 5. I think now
I'm going to start at 5.
30 episodes into the Showcast plus. We know you.
I know.
So we know this isn't the best 5 films of the year. These are your top 5.
And let me just preface this by saying, Paul, do you remember in Chicago when I used to invite you to a film festival and we would watch superhero movies up until a superhero movie came out, right?
Yes.
You would come over and I would pop in there, like somebody had made their own Spider-Man feature like on VHS, and I found it at a Comic-Con and bought it. Like in the ABC Justice League pilot. We watched stuff like that before we go see Blade.
Right. We watched Spider-Man in the hopes that, man, they were just around the corner from making that James
someday.
Cameron, Jim Carrey Spider-Man movie that
Those
never
were the days
happened.
when they were making Bridget Jones' Diary, Notting Hill, all those movies. So poor Adam had nothing to watch.
I had nothing to watch. So I got to say, a year like this is one that was unforeseen in my lifetime. So therefore, many of my top 5 movies are superhero movies because it's just amazing they're out and they thrilled me to no end. And we are also living in a time when superhero movies are really well done.
That's true.
Lay it on you. Okay, so number 5, Gravity. Get that out of the way. Okay, Iron Man 3.
Oh, you just saw that. Right, so
I
good,
just saw it.
good for you catching up.
But it is. What an accomplishment that movie is.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's so impressive. And everything's already been said about it. I waited way too long.
But to think they didn't shoot in the anti-gravity plane like they shot Apollo 13 and recently Kate Upton. But they was other visual effects to get all that stuff done. I mean, it won all the VES awards. Gravity's going to win all the visual effects and tech awards at the Oscars as well. Go on.
Yeah, no, and yeah, it's like what hasn't been said about that. It is an amazing accomplishment. And as a person who likes action movies, and as a person who likes science fiction and space movies, it's all of that, but lauded and acceptable. Yeah. And it's a CG movie. Yeah. It's all CG. Tons and tons and tons of CG. There's nothing in that movie that's real.
I totally accepted it, unlike Lord of the Rings.
Of course.
Which I don't like this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's being unicorns and shit. You're like, all right, unicorns,
but I bought it all.
We know Tom Hanks could go into space. We believe that she'd go into space. Yeah. Anyway, so Gravity, Iron Man 3.
Yes, of course.
The 3rd Iron Man movie. Now, definitely not the best of that series. I like 2 a lot.
I did too.
It's so funny. I find out every.
2.
I like 2.
I said don't believe the hype on that when it came out because the hype was that it was bad. It's not.
Yeah. No, but Iron Man 3, it's cool. They gave a whole new adventure, and they sort of kept it tenuously tied to the Avengers. Okay, the next one, Man of Steel. Right? They made a Superman movie, and they made this really great, serious Superman movie, and took in all these aspects that we never thought of, but took for granted. You know, what it's like to be an orphan of a race. Like the whole take on Zod.
Yeah, the alien angle was new.
The alien landing angle. I can't believe you just skipped over that. Actually, I mean, I love what Richard Donner did with it because it did sort of just skip over that. But now this time for this message and an alien invasion movie, and that's just a cool way to, and a cool progression. It's just cool. Thor 2.
Okay.
What a fun rip-roaring adventure, and that's what it should be, right? It's a comic book.
That's good.
It's a really.
It's no Iron Man 3, but it was good.
It's no Iron Man 3. You're right. Maybe I get that.
What is?
It's no Gravity, but it's okay.
I think I still got some excitement leaking off of that because I just saw it recently.
So, what is your number 1 movie of the year?
Wolverine, man! Holy crap! And that's actually a good movie. Like Thor 2, I doubt that's a good movie. given the longevity of time, 10 years from now, will I say that's a good movie? I don't know. But Wolverine, they nail it. That is the Wolverine movie that a 6th grader that I was when they first talked about the very idea of having a Wolverine movie, which was never going to happen. Because Spider-Man was never going to happen. If Spider-Man can't happen, X-Men's never going to happen. Who the hell's going to watch an X-Men movie? It's obscure. It's more obscure than Thor.
And now there's 7 of them.
It's
coming out.
I think that is a really interesting list because you have
flop Thor 2 and Iron Man 3. I got you on that one. No, Gravity. No, flop Gravity and Thor 2. I wanted to lead with the funny Gravity and get that out of the way.
I like the fact that Gravity's even in there. So there you go.
Well, I
should have made that number 1 after 4 superhero movies.
We don't share any movies, but my top 5.
You didn't put Gravity?
No Gravity, huh?
No Gravity?
No, I didn't put Gravity. Gravity didn't make it. You'll be happy to know it got bumped by August Osage County.
Yay!
You know, Gravity is great. Something about I'm an old bastard now, perhaps, and I just dig the human drama and the scenes with people, you know, just figuring shit out and working their shit out together.
Yeah, well, Gravity also gets to be the confined spaces movie, the limited time frame movie. It's in real time. So it's kind of got all those things that are the antithetical to the sort of classic, Sam Shepard drama happening in the living room.
I'll get back to confined spaces later. My number 4, Philomena. The
that
Oscars
was
did
good.
right
How
by
is that?
nominating
Good?
Great film.
Yeah, it was good.
Great, simple, small drama.
Hey, no
Steve
Iron Man
Coogan
3.
doing stuff I've not seen him do before, and just small roles in comedies. Here, he wrote, he produced, he stars. He's great. Judi Dench always great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 3, Nebraska.
Oh, that's a
Anthony
great movie.
Alexander Payne, the guy does not make bad movies.
That's a great
like
movie.
Paul Greengrass, they are it for guys batting 1,000 anymore. Jason Reitman is hit or miss now. Pixar's, not hitting 100 anymore.
That's a good call.
Greengrass and Payne, man. Payne just delivered again. Simple,
true.
elegant, smart, great movie. Full of great actors.
I almost put that in my top 1 because I just know I'm going to love that movie.
It's a great, but you haven't even seen it yet.
No, I just know it though.
Yeah. Number 2, Wolf of Wall Street. We talked about that.
Wolf of Wall Street's so good.
I've said it before. Perhaps
Modern
the movie
Animal
just
House.
reminds me of. It reminds me of more of Natural Born Killers, where you just have to pull out all the stops to tell the story that needs telling.
Yeah.
Natural Born Killers. Here's every media trick in the book.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street. Here's every excess from the 80s and 90s you could possibly imagine. And telling our crazy
Yeah,
story.
we're batshit
Is the guy
insane.
gonna dump water on me? Because you're all looking up over my
No,
head.
you're good.
Is he gonna
Keep
dump water?
going. Keep going. You're good.
Because they're
It's
still
raining
dumping
like
water.
crazy.
I'm sure the camera is seeing how close that guy is to you.
It is fun.
Speaking of confined spaces, my number 1 is Captain Phillips. Again, from Paul Greengrass, who I just mentioned, does not make bad movies, and this is one of his best. And it comes with a great script and a great lead performance that wasn't nominated.
I can't believe that. That's ridiculous.
Full of great supporting actors
That's
as
what
well.
I'm saying. Meryl Streep's going to get that treatment sooner or later. You
Yeah.
had enough. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
You're
You're
done,
out.
kid.
Now, Tom could
We
have
can
got
give it to Barkhad Abdi.
Tom also coming off of a decade of Cloud Atlas and Larry Crown.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen him vault back
Yeah.
into a nomination with this great performance, but it's not going to happen. So, those are our films. Let's talk about what was nominated here. So you tell me what will or should win from our
down
best.
it.
Let's lead big. Best Picture.
Yeah. Let's go down to
12 Years a Slave, The
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street, Captain Phillips, Her, American Hustle, which none of us have talked about yet.
No.
Oh, that's true.
Gravity,
yeah.
Dallas Buyers Club, Nebraska, and Philomena.
And what you say, I think that's the stupid. I don't think that it should, but I think American Hustle's going to win for some reason.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's
I
getting
think
all
it's too
sorts of
kooky to
love.
win.
It's made a lot. It's made a run. Won the
real
SAG
run.
award. It
Yep.
won.
Yeah.
It came
won
out
the
of
Globe.
nowhere, and now it's taken over. But I want Gravity to win, but it won't.
I would love something as kooky as American Hustle to win because as we've said, you can go through all the Oscar winners and you could say whether that movie was the best picture of the year or the most serious picture of the year. Because sometimes movies just win for being the most serious picture of the year.
Right, we've talked about this, like Out of Africa.
The most serious movie of the year.
In that case, 12 Years a Slave.
Most serious movie of the
Yes,
year, right?
You can't get more serious than that movie.
Yeah. So
Yet, and we just posted a review of that on MovieGuys.net. It's artful.
I've heard it's
more so than
great.
like
I'm way
Chariots
behind.
of Fire or some of
Can
these
I
other
just say
films.
something about Chariots of Fire?
I would love for you to
Never
say
I
something
went,
about Chariots of Fire.
off on this rant in my apartments out loud. This is what happens. This is why we started this podcast.
Yes.
Because I started going off about Chariots of Fire, and I was like, fuck that movie. Because that started, when I was a kid, I was like, what is this stupid movie? That started they're picking the most serious movie.
Right.
Not
the best movie. Just
Chariots
the
of
most serious.
Fire. Have you ever heard someone reference it? Has it ever been on TV?
It's never been
Has
quoted.
it ever been brought back to the theaters?
Nope.
Has anyone ever talked about it? Have you ever seen it?
Has the
People do
Academy
not
acknowledged
dress
it?
up like that character for Halloween years later, like Ghostbusters.
Talk about a movie that just doesn't need to be Best Picture because nobody ever gave a shit.
I never
Like that
saw it.
year, I could feel nobody gave a shit, and I was like 7.
And of course, that year, my angst in that direction, that was the year Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
Exactly. So fuck that movie.
Exactly. One like score effects and editing.
Now,
like
who's the Best Picture? You bunch of British people running, and I don't even know what the plot of that could possibly be.
All we know is ba-ba-na-na-na.
Exactly. That's the only thing that lasted.
Now I feel the challenge to gather a bunch of people up, get some white shorts and white T-shirts, and just run slow motion through the West Hollywood Halloween Carnival this year.
Right?
Okay.
And then people will just think
But
that
I'm going to wear a Bo Derek wig. Since
that
we're
would
running
be
in slow
nice.
motion.
80s reference. It's a three-way race, though, to lead Best Picture behind it. It's 12 Years a Slave, won a lot of the Critics Awards leading up to this. It won the BAFTA. And it's positioned itself until these late runs from Gravity, which is winning some stuff, including, like I said, the VES, it cleaned up, and now American Hustle with the Globe and the SAG Awards making a run as well. So that's the three-way race, I think. Sadly, leaving my favorite Captain
Back
Phillips
it up,
out.
Paul. Back it up.
This is the best. It takes all the seriousness out of everything.
Exactly. Whatever I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I just want to say that it tells a story of America that America shouldn't be afraid to.
All right, so let's talk.
So what should be the best picture out of those?
Oh, I think Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
And what do we think will win?
American Hustle.
Now, I think Her should, but I haven't seen it. I've just heard that it's that good.
Let's move on to Best Director. We have Steve McQueen from 12 Years a Slave, David O. Russell from American Hustle, Alfonso Cuarón from Gravity, Alexander Payne from Nebraska, and Marty from Wolf of Wall Street.
We can throw out Marty. He got his, right?
Yeah.
You're done. You're out.
Departed.
You're out. So the next legacy, they're going to pick the next legacy of, like, you are the director for years to come, right?
Oh, and maybe then
they're not
going
going to. This is Steve McQueen's first kind of big. Or wait, what else did he direct?
Hunger.
Nah, but that's not. The Academy didn't really.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think
Steve McQueen, probably sorry on this one.
Well,
I think.
I'll tell you your winner. It's going to be Alfonso Cuarón.
Okay.
That's what I think so too, because he did amazing things with stuff that didn't exist.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they love him.
Yep.
They love his, other Spanish language films.
And it's got a seriousness, a wonderful seriousness about it, but I like to.
And even when Gravity doesn't win Best Picture, like the BAFTA Awards,
he does.
He wins Best Director.
Yeah.
I mean, think about what he had to do. Not only did he direct people to act with things that weren't there, but he came. I think they came up with the technology to make that to be able to happen without going up
That's
into
a James
zero
Cameron
gravity.
Move. I want this. We can't do it. Build it.
Build it. I love
and that's
that.
the thing. And Alfonso Cuarón, he's also the director of so many grams.
21 grams.
21 grams. I knew there was a number in there.
He directed Children of Men. I know that.
Children of Men, 21 grams, and Babel.
No, that's Inarritu.
Oh, I get them confused sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, but
in fact, Inarritu might have directed Babel or directed 21 grams. I forget. Cuarón was like Y Tu Mamá También.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But still kind of considered like a serious-ish director. Yeah. This is an interesting move for him. So they're like, oh, it's not sci-fi being done by George Lucas. We'd never recognize that even if it was exactly this movie.
Yeah.
If this exact movie came out and it was by George Lucas, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Right.
But he would. George Lucas is a bad example. He wouldn't make this. But anyway.
That is a bad example because whenever she's up in space,
but still, you know what I'm
then
saying.
all of a sudden there'd be a knock on the door, and then friggin' some stupid puppet character would show up with some horrible accent.
And he would talk like a race we haven't found to offend yet, right?
Yes.
A brand new one.
It would be horrible.
Paul Greengrass, so of course, my choice. He's not even nominated here. But that's what happens ever since you have up to 10 nominees. And
Paul Greengrass, what did he direct?
Captain Phillips. 12 nominees for Best Picture, and then they give you 5 nominees for
makes sense.
Director.
Yeah.
I agree with Rob Reiner, and they've said this on the show before, who said when he was not nominated for A Few Good Men, which I think got 7 Oscar nominations, and not the director.
Yeah.
He said when a film wins Best Picture, you give an Oscar to the producer, you give an Oscar to the director. That's it. Take out the director category.
If you
of course,
have
there's a whole guild that would have an issue with that, but that's a good theory, I think.
Yeah.
Because what's funny is when you have that many nominations, those are choices. Each of those is a choice the director made. Yes, that's the cinematographer I wanted.
Yeah.
That's the set designer I wanted.
These are all
That's
people
the
I
makeup.
collaborated with to get my vision put
so
across.
it's like, okay, all those choices are being awarded. So who made those choices?
And the rain is falling down even further here, but let's move on to Best Actor.
The camera looks dry, luckily.
Well, we're safely under the tarp that the guys have been putting up all day, and you can still see them in the background putting tarps up over the bleachers, so when folks get here to watch the crazy bleacher scene at the Oscars.
It's crazy.
We
did it one year. Crazy.
They'll be dry, so that's good.
Because we're live from the red carpet.
And who will they be screaming at? Bruce Stern from Nebraska, Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave, Matthew McConaughey, Dallas Buyers Club, Leo DiCaprio for Wolf of Wall Street, or Christian Bale from American Hustle. Your choice.
I like Matthew McConaughey in this category. I think he completely, I almost said transposed himself. He completely
transformed himself.
He
transmorphed
himself.
He transmorphified. Also, I think the reason I want him to win is because he's so good in Wolf of Wall Street. I love that whole thing with him pounding his chest.
Yeah.
He's
That's
great.
a great monologue or scene. It's sort of a scene-a-log.
It's his only scene in that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and he shows up doing the little other things, but that's his moment.
Yeah.
That's his big thing.
Well,
It's a
this
guy-
is the year we're all recognizing McConaughey's no joke anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to reward that, I think, right? They're going to be like, welcome to being no joke. Or is it going to be one of those things where, like, now you get nominated 2 more times and then we give it to you, like Pacino or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, it could be too young for him. It could be too early. I don't know. I think he's going to win. That's my prediction. Although there's other folks who've certainly won awards up until now. Chiwetel Ejiofor just won the BAFTA.
Oh, yeah?
So he's got that going for him.
Which is nice.
But I think that's like... That's good. It's perfect for Harold Ramis.
Thank you.
I think Chiwetel is one of those things of like, if he gets nominated again, then it'd be a little more serious consideration, right? He's not been nominated before, has he?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. The first time is
kinda
just
make
a
you
pat
pay
on
your
the back.
dues, right?
Kind of, you know, like...
And they make you work for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So you might get that right out of the gate
Oh,
sometimes?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Marissa
right.
Tomei, Mira Sorvino.
No, that was an accident, I think.
No.
Yeah.
I think
but,
that was...
But I think what they do later is they feel bad because you didn't get it for the thing you should have gotten it for, and then they give it to you for Scent of a Woman.
Yeah, we wanted to come up with a name for that. There's a movie Guysopedia term for that whole concept of Paul Newman winning for The Color of Money.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they do
For
that.
the
It's
Scent
a
of a Woman.
combination of those two
A
things.
Newman Pacino.
Yeah. The Scent of Money.
Scent of money. Scent of a money.
Yeah. Best Actress, we have Amy Adams, Cate Blanchett, Judi Dench, Sandra Bullock, and Meryl Streep. I love that Amy Adams keeps getting nominated because I got a thing for her. And it's good to know she's not only cute, but talented as well.
She was great in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to know that she'll be there on the red carpet because she has to show up.
I hope she shows up in one of those blouses from American
Right?
Hustle.
Oh my God.
That costume designer, tell me that costume designer
I've already picked them as my
is
favorite.
nominated.
Yes,
okay,
they are.
good.
Okay, I hope so.
Because
Jeez.
anyone who could do that
'Cause that's-
much with double-sided tape and inside cleavage is very talented. Because that's some dangerous cleavage.
Yeah, show that clip for the best costume, please.
Absolutely.
Tough category, though. Cate Blanchett's been winning everything up till now.
And she's great. But
And
I
Sandra
really want
Bullock-
Meryl to win.
And Sandra Bullock when Kate didn't. So.
But Sandra Bullock's won one.
Yeah.
And that was kind of her like, okay, finally you got it. You know,
Right.
that was so Cate Blanchett has never won.
She did. She won
Oh, she
supporting
did?
actress for The Aviator.
Oh,
But she also, you know, the way that Denzel won supporting actor for Glory, they still wanted to anoint him with an actor award. So they still may want to give her an actress award.
Well, now that you put it that way,
For
though,
Blue Jasmine.
I can see them starting to saying, welcome to Hollywood Amy Adams Award, too. Sometimes this kind of goes to that person who's like, is in a couple cool things, but you know they're going to be around for a long time, so they're like, all right.
After Junebug, after Doubt, after all these other films.
Yeah, like you're in.
Yeah.
Did you guys kind of wish that Amy Adams had been around the way she is now when they did Boogie Nights? I could totally see her in that.
Oh, I don't know. Is she the kind to get that down and dirty?
I don't know. Wouldn't that be hot?
Yes.
That would have been awesome.
They're all dressed somewhat Boogie Nights, I guess.
Right? I don't know. It just seems like she should play the part of the redheaded lady that Julianne Moore played.
Julianne Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I want Meryl Streep to win anyway.
Always good.
She go full nude because Julianne Moore, you don't even have to ask.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't. It'd be tough for Amy. I don't know if you get that out of Amy Adams.
You have to ask. She's walking by right now, naked here, live at the red carpet.
Supporting actor, we have Barkhad Abdi for Captain Phillips, Bradley Cooper, Jonah Hill, Jared Leto, and Michael Fassbender.
These are dumb. Right? Well, you know, Bill Murray used to wipe these off the board on Saturday Night Live, right? He would always do his Oscar picks, and he would go, best supporting actor, best supporting actress. Nobody cares about those. And he'd just wipe them off the board like...
It's almost every year
Like,
the
who gives a
most
shit about these
challenging
guys?
category, though. I mean, there's like
It
always
should be
like
like
3 or
Barkhad
4
Abdi because he's like a lead,
Yeah, he's not a supporting
and
character.
like, who is that guy? And like, he's in the whole movie, and he's fierce and awesome, and
Yeah.
he keeps up with Tom Hanks for an entire movie.
Yeah.
Everybody else on there is a comedy actor. I hate to
Underplays him.
Yeah.
Underplays him too.
Yeah,
I
but
like
I mean,
Jared Leto.
Jonah Hill's nothing different than he is in almost anything, right? And Bradley Cooper the same.
Yeah.
I
Bradley
mean, they're
Cooper-
fun. Yeah, I mean, I like him in The Hangover too, but he didn't get nominated.
I think people like Bradley Cooper because he looked ugly.
You like Bradley Cooper in The Hangover 2?
The Hangover as well.
Oh, okay.
I say you could nominate him for The Hangover as well.
All right. I think Leto's your winner here, though. He's been winning all the awards
Yeah.
up till now. Pretty much every damn thing that comes out, it's McConaughey.
Well, he
and
transformed
Leto.
himself. That's what you got to do to get
Yeah.
the nomination, to get the award. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it'd probably
was
be him.
believable. For some reason, that character didn't thrill me as much
Nah, that
as
character
like,
sucked, right?
the character in Captain Phillips, you know, that
Yeah.
Abdi played was much more fascinating.
Yeah.
But Barkat Abdi is one of those things. Like, although I guess they do get that award sometimes to the sort of oddball casting choice first movie to just sort
Octavia Spencer for The Help.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
know her. She won.
She was
Exactly.
great.
Came out of nowhere.
And the girl from Precious, she got nominated,
Yeah.
right?
She won. Monique.
Oh, did she won? She
Yeah.
won. It was the first movie, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't know for Barkat Abdi. I don't know if they're going to do that. They're
We'll
like,
see.
you're in this because you look weird.
The best part about him is to show
That
up
didn't
right
hurt.
here on this gray carpet where we're
They're going to
currently
be right
sitting.
here on this protected by plastic. It's got like a condom on it.
He will take off of work most likely to be here. Barkat Abdi.
Oh,
He's just a regular
sucks.
guy in Minnesota who
I
found
know.
him and they stuck him in a movie.
That's
Best
how it
Supporting
happens.
Actress, we have Jennifer Lawrence in American Hustle, America's Sweetheart. Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave. June Squibb for Nebraska. Julia Roberts and Sally Hawkins. I love the Sally Hawkins nomination. I thought she was fantastic in Blue Jasmine.
I didn't see it.
And Happy Go Lucky and other films I've seen her
I
in.
loved her in
Oh,
Happy Go
that's her?
Lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'd give her an award.
I want Julia Roberts to win it because I love Julia Roberts.
And I got to tell you, the second time I saw it, and I think I brought this up on the air recently, the second time I saw August Osage County, Julia Roberts looked fantastic.
She's great.
And then when you look at her on screen, when she's right there showing up after the screening, you kind of go, all right, there's some work there you did to transform yourself into a very plain person from a
Yeah, because
plain
she
family
is
of
very
plain people.
stunning, but she came off as very
Yeah.
plain and very believable.
Yeah, she's
Kept up with Meryl. They went toe to toe.
They did.
No, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's like Barkat Abdi and Tom Hanks. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
kept up with Tom Hanks for an entire movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
You're
you
awesome.
I think you could say Julia Roberts has reached Barkat Abdi-like status
Wow.
in Hollywood.
Lucky girl.
Good call.
The Barkat Abdi award goes to.
But now, can Jennifer Lawrence win again?
No.
Are they
No,
done?
no. But she's great
Still
at
America's
winning.
Sweetheart, though.
She's great at winning.
But that last one she won should have been the one that she didn't get but should have gotten and then got later. But they gave it to her as the sort of welcome to Hollywood because you're going to be around forever.
But she was nominated for Winter's Bone, didn't win that, and then went on to win for Silver Linings
Oh,
Playbook.
You're right, I forgot
So
that.
now she's just on a roll.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now it's a
2
clean
years in a row is a
slate
big thing. They say they've reserved that for Katharine Hepburn and stuff like that,
for
right?
dead actresses.
No, I'm saying, well,
I'm
those
just
Oscars
teasing.
have been around for a while.
Yeah, I'm just teasing. It's when you look back, you're like, that hasn't happened in so long. It has to be
As
like.
we sit next to the Roosevelt Hotel, one of the
Right.
very first Oscars.
Yes, they're currently getting rained on.
Currently getting this done.
Let's just burn through these next couple
it's
screenplay.
actually- It's actually, I just have to say, 'cause, talking about the rain, it now feels very Hollywood because in movies in LA it rains, but it doesn't actually
It
here.
doesn't really rain,
So it
it's all
feels like very
fake.
movie-like tonight because it's
a-
raining, but it doesn't do that in LA.
Adam, don't tell people they're
Except
not,
in the movies.
They're going to know that this is fake rain.
Moving on.
So adapted an original screenplay. We have American Hustle, Blue Jasmine, Her, Nebraska, Dallas Buyers Club, 12 Years a Slave, Before Midnight, The Wolf of Wall Street, Captain Phillips and Philomena. Only one I didn't see
This
there
is
was
the Indie
Before
Award,
Midnight.
right? This is for the best sort of
Nebraska.
indie-ish film, so it's David O. Russell, right?
If he doesn't win Best Picture, he wins here.
Yeah.
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 And then David O. Russell has an Oscar for bringing movies to the Oscars every year with The Fighter
Yeah.
and Silver Linings Playbook.
And this is the Quentin
American
Tarantino
Hustle.
Award, too. Like, we're not going to give Best Picture to
Right.
Pulp Fiction. We're going
Right.
to give you Best Original
It's the
Screenplay.
Coen Brothers before No Country when they won for Fargo.
Exactly.
It's like we
Yeah.
wanted them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And adapted, nobody cares about that, right?
No.
Yeah. Woody Allen won't win.
They're like, moving on.
Well, I'm rooting for Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, that was a
I
book?
mean, to make that.
Oh, that's.
It was based on Jordan
Guys,
Belfort.
I
Oh,
should
yeah,
go
you're
say
right.
It's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, there you go.
It's-
What's
If
the
Lee
hardest
were here,
one
he
to
would have
make?
picked that up.
The only other one I would say is maybe Captain Phillips, because I'm such a fan of that movie as it is.
That's adapted from the news.
And you're cranking that film out. That movie's cooking, and I
Yeah.
think it has a lot to do with just, I mean, well, it might have a lot to do with on-the-set improvisation with Paul Greengrass and the actors, or the non-actors. But that thing cooks along with dialogue, and I like the way the screenplay portrays the Somali pirates, so they have a reason to do what they do, but they're not too sympathetic. They're still thieves, and it was a nice balance. Again, it's my pick. So.
Again, I haven't seen Her, but from what I've heard, that's the hardest one of these to write.
Yes. Yes.
Not that that's what they give the
And
award
it's
for.
winning all the it's winning all the
Oh,
awards
is it?
up till now.
Oh, okay.
That's probably the pick.
Oh, you know what? Spike Jonze also is kind of like a David O. Russell. Like, hey, you've been doing these sort of indie, quirky
Oh, and
movies.
he hasn't won anything, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't given anything to you. You know what? Could be Her.
Animated feature.
Her?
We
I
have
haven't seen any of those.
Frozen, Despicable Me 2, The Croods, Ernest and Celestine, and The Wind Rises, which is on the
I'm
old
seeing this at
marquee
the-
here for El
Well,
Capitan.
half of our lighting is the El Capitan neon.
That's why we look so lovely.
Paul has orange and blue highlights.
Now
in his hair.
Frozen
That's
will
right.
win here, right? Frozen has made a gazillion dollars. It's Disney's biggest animated film, perhaps of all time, already.
It will not be The Croods. Can I say that? How is The Croods nominated? Is that movie good? Have I seen
This is the thing that makes me crazy about Harold Ramis. The Croods is nominated. He gave us Stripes, Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day.
Vacation.
Croods, people. That makes me crazy.
Ironically, he also directed Year One.
Okay, we don't talk about that.
Also not nominated.
Come on. Also not nominated. You kill me.
Let's just run over some of these. Shout out some things you guys see in the other remaining
I
nominations
didn't see
that struck you.
Foreign feature, didn't see any of them.
Well, I'm going to tell you one right away. The score for Nebraska was one of the only ones I left whistling.
Oh, cool.
Like sometimes when a score is just memorable.
Yeah.
I also
and it sets a tone. It had a nice little jazzy beat with trumpet. It kind of wasn't too bombastic, so it laid you back a little bit for the really
like
laid
Nebraska
back story.
Itself.
Yeah,
it created a nice feeling.
I don't see that here for original score though.
Exactly.
Oh,
that's the great injustice, Adam.
Robbed.
That's the great injustice.
Some of these isn't some of these notable for their lack of score, like Gravity?
Yeah, there's not much of a Gravity score, and it's been winning.
I agree that Gravity should definitely win cinematography and editing because they did things there that you just had to make happen for this movie that never existed before.
Yeah, Emmanuel Lubezki, if he hasn't won yet for cinematography, then he should win here.
Right.
But damn it, Roger Deakins
is the greatest.
Shot Prisoners.
Did he win last year for something? Because he should win every year, right? He's not won for anything?
He's like the 10-time nominated guy.
Whoa. He didn't win for American Beauty.
That's true.
He didn't win for that gangster movie with Tom Hanks.
So this might be.
That
might be why.
It was Conrad
That's
Hall,
the guy
wasn't
that died.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the new Conrad Hall.
Roger Deakins shot Skyfall.
Yeah.
He shot all the Coen Brothers movies.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He shot Fargo and No Country for Old Men.
No, I think of him as Conrad Hall.
Yeah.
Because he is the new Conrad Hall.
Yeah, he's amazing. He made Prisoners, a movie I was iffy on, just look amazing.
I definitely think that best makeup and hairstyling, this one's close because I loved that Paul and I dressed up like Tonto and the Lone Ranger for Halloween, and we got a lot of love, probably more than the movie actually did. But I think Jackass is going to win it because Bad Grandpa's makeup was awesome.
Well, there's something to be said for the makeup and Bad Grandpa because you can look however you want to look on camera.
Right.
But in front of someone, they had double the chore in that film to make the makeup look really good.
Right.
Not just on camera, but a foot away from somebody.
Because he had to convince those people at the funeral and all those places that he was real.
Yeah.
Or it wouldn't have worked.
Whether he was arguing with him or hitting on him, whatever it was.
That's a great reason to give it that because no other nominee had to face that test.
I want Bad Grandpa to be Oscar award winning.
Yeah, I know.
I want that to happen.
That movie's so charming.
It is wonderful.
There's so many movies that wish they could be as charming as that movie.
No.
When it's just Johnny Knoxville messing with a kid, but he's dressed like a grandpa.
I can't handle
and
it.
it's just like Johnny Knoxville just like would mess with a kid. Like
they go fishing.
And like in the end credits stuff like that, like you got some girls and all that sort of stuff but it then comes off like a grandpa. It's so great.
I also would have nominated Monsters University. It's not the greatest Pixar movie, but it looks brilliant and it's super funny.
It's better than The Croods. That's a snub,
it's
right?
Absolutely better than The Croods.
I saw Turbo and The Croods open for Pearl Jam. No, I saw Turbo and The Croods one day in a double feature. I think I said that on the air. And Turbo was surprisingly better than I thought, but both were right about the same level of DreamWorks animation. Not their finest moments, like How to Train Your Dragon, but decent offerings, made a ton of money. Just let it go. I think you nominate something else in it.
Best visual effects, I think, should be Iron Man 3.
Was that nominated?
A lot of good visual effects, but the radical visual effects movie is Gravity.
Yes, that's
true. It does
true.
deserve it.
Yep.
There's a lot of new stuff in that. There's a lot of classic, the idea. How long is that opening sequence without a cut?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. And I watched that movie closely to see, like, are their bodies animated and we just see the actors' faces and we move them around?
I believe so.
I don't know how they did it.
But then you see shots on the set of them. They're in costume, so it's sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, probably.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I watched the behind the scenes of The Man of Steel, and it's amazing how many times Superman's always in costume, but Zod in the various armors and stuff, it's amazing how many times he's never in.
Oh yeah,
he's never wearing anything.
The first time I saw that was Attack of the Clones and Christopher Lee's head flying around a green screen. Then they just put the other stunt actor's body in there.
Yeah.
Because Christopher Lee's 90.
I know, 90.
So next thing you know, he's having sword fights, though. So if I were 90 and I saw myself having sword fights,
I'd be psyched.
Yeah, I would ask for a better script than Attack of the Clones, but I'd be pretty excited that it was sword fighting up in the damn movie.
But yes, this is the sort of visual effects that, if it were a sci-fi movie, a traditional sci-fi movie, with this good visual effects, they wouldn't give it anything. But it's this good movie, and utilizes the same effects that are necessary to tell a Star Wars movie, but
Yeah, and it cleaned up again at the Visual Effects Awards. Gravity.
Yeah.
So, and here's...
and it's radical. It's 3D, too.
Let me just run through Lee's picks real quick, because Lee is in here.
Yeah.
He thinks Captain Phillips should win. Oh, good on you, Lee. He likes Meryl Streep.
Oh, yay, that's great. Yay,
He
Lee.
likes McConaughey and Leto.
Oh, I agree.
He picks June Squibb for Best Supporting Actress in
You know
Nebraska.
what? They
She's
might
great.
give it to her. She is
Sure.
fantastic. That scene where she oh, have you seen it yet?
No.
Oh, there's a scene where she's at the cemetery.
But I know I'm going to love it.
And I know you're going to love it. There's a scene where she's at the cemetery, and she does something completely that you would not expect an old woman to do.
You can
and
say it.
they said, well, she lifts up her skirt and screams at a dead guy. And that was the first scene they had shot with her. And they were talking after the movie, we saw it, and that was the first scene they shot with her. And the Bruce Dern just said he knew that they were in a good place because she had nailed that scene. And it's such a strange old lady scene.
But she's been around, and Lee liked her. And Lee also liked Alexander Payne
Funny.
and Her for Best Screenplay.
Her.
Which I finally saw last weekend, and so I've
Her?
Her. So I've made up and seen all these nominated films. All right, so everyone else should get out there and do the same. You've got a couple of days left before they give
Best
out the
foreign
awards
short.
themselves.
Are we skipping? We moving
We're
on?
gonna
Yeah, we're
skip
done.
that.
That's it
We're
for
gonna skip
awards.
that.
Unless you had anything
Bill
else.
Murray just brushed that out.
Because it's time to go out big, right? And
Yes.
we always go out big with Karen, and where we're broadcasting from here leads us to a special Oscar edition of Karen's Birthdays, where we celebrate the birthdays of those who make the Oscar-winning movies. Karen,
Birthdays live from the red carpet.
All right, now this is very exciting. It's our, like you said, it's our special Oscar rendition or edition. Let's begin our special Oscar edition of birthdays this week by wishing a happy birthday to my doppelganger, actress Mercedes Ruehl, who turned 66 but can play anywhere from Italian to Jewish.
What happened to her?
she's still kicking around.
Is she?
She's behind that thing that's
Did
backing
you just
over
curse,
her.
or is that
No. She's fucking
Mercedes
great.
fucking Ruehl?
Can you guys tell me what movie she won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress
yes, Fisher King.
in 1991? Yes.
She also played Josh Baskin's mom.
Who's Josh Baskin?
Big.
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool.
She was in a bunch of stuff at that time.
Yeah.
Right?
But matter of fact, I was going to say she was one of 5 actresses to have won a Tony Award and an Oscar in the very same year. Do you guys know what she won a Tony for in 1991?
Oh, wow. Good call.
Oklahoma.
No, that's what I'm
No,
going
it
to
was
like.
a play, right?
Way before that. It's a play.
Yeah.
I can give you a hint and you'll know, but I'm going to let you
I want
guess
to
a little
say
bit.
Speed the Plow. That's wrong.
No, that's Madonna
Yeah.
who killed that.
What do you got?
It's also a movie she was in.
Lost in Yonkers?
Yes, they
Oh,
did the
there you
right
go.
thing. They don't normally do that. They don't usually take the actress who was in the play
That's
and
where that song
make
Lost
it
in
into the
Yonkers
movie.
comes from, right?
I don't think so.
Go ahead, make one up.
I don't think that's Lost in Yonkers.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It's like tiny bubbles. But you know, I shouldn't be preaching that though, because I love Meryl Streep in August Osage County, and she's not the original.
No?
No, you know, the woman who did it on Broadway, we saw her and she was amazing.
Yeah.
What was her name?
We saw... yeah.
Shitballs.
I'll put it in post.
Okay, we'll put it in post. She was fantastic. All right, next
Estelle
up.
Parsons.
Estelle Parsons. So
She
good.
was great.
Next up, let's wish a happy birthday to this year's Oscar-nominated actress, Lupita Nyong'o, who turns 30, but can play anywhere from who is she to Oscar nominee.
Right? Out of
Right?
nowhere.
Out of nowhere. She booked the role of Patsy in 12 Years a Slave 3 weeks before she graduated from Yale Drama School. I mean, that's something you'd want to put on your Yale Drama School brochure. Come to our school, and you will get into your first movie and be Oscar nominated.
Notable accomplishments.
Yes. I think our school says, we're by Lake Erie.
Yeah, right.
You know? We have snow. And there's heating in your dormitory.
Be sure to visit the dunes.
Decent attendance. Like
Go to the
75%
falls.
attendance by teachers.
And it's a really big weekend. You're going to love this, Adam. It's a really big weekend for her because not only is she nominated for an Oscar, and she will be here on this grayish-red plasticky carpet, but she also will be opening in a movie this weekend starring Liam Neeson, because she will be in the Liam Neeson movie. Isn't that crazy?
Non-stop?
Non-stop.
Wait, this is the girl from
12 Years a Slave.
Oh,
big
weekend for her.
weekend.
Yeah.
Isn't
Huge
that
weekend.
cool?
That
If
is
she
so
wins
cool.
the Oscar in the box office in the same weekend,
That'd be awesome.
Ooh,
I don't
killing it.
I don't know how big her role is. I think she plays Anne. That's what it said on IMDb.
She plays the person who's texting, who you can only read what they type. But anyway,
she's the bad guy.
Still.
And lastly, let's wish a happy birthday to another Hollywood newcomer, Abe Vigoda, who turns 93, people.
Abe Vigoda,
90.
still alive.
And I was just going to say, no, he's not dead, but he can play anywhere from I thought he was dead to is he still alive?
I've said both about him.
Right,
and this was 20 years ago.
He was old on Conan 15 years ago as a joke.
He was He was old when he played Fish on Barney Miller.
Yeah.
That was when I was born.
Not noted for his youth, Fish.
Oh my God. He is on. Okay, so
he was in his 60s then, probably.
Probably he's 93.
That's awesome.
Now the reason he's on our
Godfather.
list is not because he himself personally won an Oscar, but he was in 2 movies, and you know the answer, so let Adam guess.
Okay.
He was in 2 movies that were Oscar winners, and so he's associated with 2 Best Picture Academy Award winners.
Godfather.
Yes.
And
Same
Chariots of Fire.
Same character. No, Luca Presley.
Oh, 2.
Godfather 2. Yeah.
What?
No,
Yeah.
he
He
gets
plays
killed.
Tessio, first of all.
Oh, Tessio. I'm sorry.
And
But he was
died
in
the
both.
first
I
one.
was like, Luca Brasi dies.
It
Tessio
says
dies
here,
too,
The
yeah.
Godfather 2. Maybe it was a callback or
Maybe
something.
it must have been the flashback sequence.
He was originally, you're
makes
going to love
sense.
this too. He was originally considered to play the part of the monster in Mel Brooks' comedy Young Frankenstein, given his height and his tremendous resemblance to Boris Karloff.
That would have been a loss.
That-
Not using Peter Boyle
No,
for that. but
that
of
would
course,
not have been
It's written in
awesome.
history in my mind, so.
But it's kind of like typecasting. They're like, well, he's tall and old. So even back then,
Even in 1973. Yeah.
he's still old. And now if Lee were here, he would also say to you how much he knows that I love celebrity singing. So this week is no exception. Let's finish off our Oscar birthdays with a little Abe Vigoda singing a little ditty from the Donnie and Marie show. And he's helped out with Ralph Malph. What's his name?
Donnie Most.
Donnie Most. And then the other one, too.
Anson Williams.
And Anson Williams.
Potsy himself.
Yes.
Wow, Alan Hale Jr. Dragnet.
Well, as we enjoy that lovely party music,
Alan Hale Jr. Wow.
Thank you very much, Karen. That wraps into the movie Showcast. Follow us on Twitter at The Movie Guys and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Movie Guys, as well as YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and all that shit. Chime in with your own picks. Who do you want to win? At The Movie Guys. Post it out there and let us know. Thanks to our friends at Rotoflix, we'll be choosing our picks in the
Yeah, they're going to be killing us.
Fantasy
they
award
said,
season.
come and do it with us, and then they just housed us.
Yeah, the guy who owned that place, he killed our
He's
league. He was doing
killing
great.
us.
Next
Take a
year we'll
picture
get
of
in
this 'cause
early,
it's
though.
funny.
We'll get in early. We're also on Vine, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that shit. Thanks to Steve Schultz for his writing contributions to the show every week. And remember, you can always find everything we're up to at themovieguys.net.
And also, if you want to come to the hospital to visit us, because we're going to have pneumonia after this. So please send cards and flowers.
Thanks for watching.
We are going to now literally walk the red carpet. And it's going to squeak while we do it.
Your silvery beams will bring love dreams. We'll be cuddling soon. We'll be cuddling soon by the silvery moon. That's my second son. Keeps complaining of headaches. I keep telling him when you get out of bed in the morning, it's feet fight.